What's up, everybody? I'm back. Day 2 of my division picks for the 2018 NFL season. Yesterday, I did the AFC North. I hope everybody checked that video out. If you didn't, make sure you go check that video out. Today, we're going to discuss the NFC North. And as well, let's get started. My first division winner I got for this division, I'm picking the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings had a strong showing last year, surprising everybody with the play of Case Keenum, and that defense showed up, showing out with the #1 total defense in the NFL. I know they got shellacked by Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game last year. Trust me, I did not see that happening. Everything fell apart. I also didn't see Case Keenum having the season that he had last year. Well, with that being said, this season is a new season. With that said, Case Keenum's on his way out the door and ended up going and signing with the Denver Broncos. So now, the Washington Redskins let Kirk Cousins become a free agent after franchising him for 2+ years. So, Kirk Cousins made history by signing the first ever fully guaranteed contract with 3 years for $84 million. Something historic in which a lot of NFL players will be chasing, as most other sports such as the NBA, the NFL, and the NHL have guaranteed money. So a lot of NFL players will be chasing that goal. So let's get this started. They got Kirk Cousins now, which I think is an upgrade from Case Keenum. Number 2, they're bringing Dalvin Cook back, the rookie who started off excellent. I had him on my fantasy team as well, so he did an excellent job. But it was all bad when he went down in week 3 against the Lions with a torn ACL, which is bad for the rookie because he got off to a hot start. With that said, they still got the dynamic receivers of Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, who made, as we know, the Minnesota Miracle against the Saints in that playoff game, which was spectacular, something I've never seen before. Also, they're bringing back that top defense. I know they avoided a lot of injuries last year. They're not going to catch anybody by surprise because they have tough home games. Against the Rams, the Eagles, the Patriots, the Broncos, and Seahawks. And they have home games against the Saints as well. So, that being said, I think their record's going to drop a little bit to 10-6 this year. But the defense is going to be strong. They're going to stay healthy. They got a dynamic secondary with Xavier Rhodes at the corner spot and one of the best underrated safeties in the game in Harrison Smith. They also got that defensive line with Linval Joseph and Danielle Hunter. Also, the linebacker play of Anthony Barr and Kendricks. So I think they'll still be making an impact. They'll make plays. I think they will beat the Packers twice. The rest of the division I'm not really worried about, but I do think they will finish 10-6 and win the NFC North. Now let's go to 2, which is, so it's tough for me to pick this pick, but I'm going with the Green Bay Packers finishing at 10-6. This is a lot of people's Super Bowl picking and pick to get out of the NFC North, or the NFC, in general. But with that said, this team goes where that bad man Aaron Rodgers goes, hands down. But the problem is Aaron Rodgers has been having a lot of rift with the team and the organization, because we all know, a lot of people don't know that the Packers are run by the community and they don't have a solo owner. So in the offseason, what happened was Aaron Rodgers has been throwing subtle shots at the organization. Does he need a new contract? I don't know. They fired his quarterback coach. He was not happy with that. Also, with that saying, he said they want him to get a new contract, but he knows if he gets paid, they can't help the team out, because when he went down last year, Brett Hundley, nothing much he could do. They were a complete disaster. With that being said, he didn't have any help on the defensive side of the ball. They were banged up and terrible. So they drafted 2 corners. They drafted Jair Alexander out of Louisville, and they also took Josh Jackson, a talented corner from Iowa. So they're trying to revamp that secondary, but they're going to still struggle and be young. On the offensive side of the ball, they added Jimmy Graham from the Seahawks, a legit tight end, but he's also up there in age. Aaron Rodgers is in his mid-30s. Jimmy Graham's in his 30s now, and even their kicker, Mason Crosby's in his 30s now. I don't know. They have some talented pieces on defense too, with Blake Martinez at the linebacker spot, and they also have Mike Daines at D tackle. So I think they'll be a little improved, but I don't think they gave Aaron Rodgers enough help to be able to do what he needs to do. I think they'll finish 10-6, and they'll get a wild card spot. So I'm picking 2 teams out of the NFC North to make the playoffs, but it's going to be tight. But I think the Packers will lose to Minnesota twice. I don't think last year was a fluke for Minnesota, but also Aaron Rodgers will show you that he can carry a team like this. They still got Devontae Adams, which they gave a new contract to, Randall Cobb's non-existent. I mean, Geronimo Allison. They lost Jordy Nelson, which I don't think Aaron Rodgers was happy with too, as he signed a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Raiders. But let's just see how the season works out for the Packers. They'll have some struggles. They'll have some ups and downs. We're going to see how this goes. Now let's go with my number 3 pick to finish in this division, the Detroit Lions. They're bringing in new coach Matt Patricia, former defensive coordinator from the New England Patriots. What's said about this, though, is this move made by the Lions, the fact that the Patriots have had former assistants taking off Bill Belichick's staff, and they haven't too much succeeded. Charlie Weiss, Romeo Cornell, such and such, and the list goes on. But the thing here I'm confused about, too, is the Lions, I don't know what kind of defense they're going to run, because when Patricia was in New England, he ran a combination of a 3-4 and a 4-3. So who's to be said? Ziggy Ansah's getting franchised this year. Who knows if he's going to come to play or not? He had 11 or 12 sacks last year, but most of them came in 3 games, and he's been banged up part of the last 2 seasons. So do you really want to pay the man? Let's see if he shows out this season. But he also doesn't really have any help. It's a Kerry Hyder. And the D-line, you got A'Shawn Robinson. I'm not too sold on their defense. I am sold on big-time Darius Slay, though. He is a baller in that secondary. But I just think the rest of the team on defense is average. I mean, they got some young players that they drafted, but no superstars that I'm sensing in. And then we're going to go to the offensive side of the ball. The Lions just need to keep giving Stafford weapons and weapons and weapons. I mean, I'm not really sold on going and say I like Marvin Jones. He did finally have a 1,000-yard season last year, a breakout year, a big-time deep play receiver. But also the Lions got rid of Eric Ebron. They didn't do too much. They signed Luke Wilson, former tight end from the Seattle Seahawks. And they also have Michael Rogers that they drafted last year, a rookie out of Toledo. And then they got the guy from the Atlanta Falcons. I can't even say his last name. It's too confusing. But is that going to get it done? I don't know. Stafford, I don't think, has enough weapons. And finally, they signed LeGarrette Blount, former running back from the New England Patriots. Hopefully that'll help them in their run game, which was bottom 5 in the league, terrible, and help them with their goal line run games. They couldn't get in last year because I went to the Steelers game last year, and they could not punch it in. Also, they drafted Kerryon Johnson, running back out of Auburn, and I think it's about time to get rid of Amir Abdullah. He's done for. It's not his time anymore. He's fumbled. He can't stay healthy, but keeps surrounding Stafford with weapons. I just don't think they have enough. I think they'll just be a mediocre team. And I love Stafford. He's not a superstar tier 1 quarterback, but he definitely is a tier 2 talented Pro Bowl level quarterback, along with the lines of Matt Ryan and Cam Newton and those sorts, and Phillip Rivers. I need to keep surrounding weapons, and I just don't think they did enough for him. So it'll be an up and down year. It's above average year for the Lions until they add them a superstar playmaker, which Stafford doesn't seem to have. The O-line struggled last year as well. So they drafted Frank Ragnow out of Arkansas. We'll see how that shores up the Lions. Maybe they'll surprise people, but I don't see it happen. And let's get to my last team in the NFC North. Number 4, the Chicago Bears. Most people around the league are, for whatever reason, high on the Chicago Bears, and I'm not seeing it yet. They drafted Mitchell Trubisky last year out of UNC Tar Heels. He didn't do too much as a rookie last year. He didn't throw have a single game last year where he threw for more than 1 touchdown. And that's, I don't know, that's not that great to me. I mean, they ranked dead last season in passing. So that's terrible. They went out and got Allen Robinson, although he's recovering from a torn ACL, playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which he left. Then they also have Kevin White, the rookie they drafted a few years back out of West Virginia, who's been a total bust because he can't stay healthy. They also got Taylor Gabriel from the Atlanta Falcons. And they drafted Anthony Miller, a former walk-on wide receiver at the University of Memphis, who was a stud while he was there. Then they signed former Super Bowl champion tight end Trey Burton from the Philadelphia Eagles, which I think was a good pickup. So they're trying to build. They're trying to give them some help. And by the way, too, they do have a solid offensive line. They do have 2 good running backs with power and thunder and lightning. I call Jordan Howard out of Indiana and Tariq Cohen. So I think they're moving on up. But can Mitchell Trubisky be the guy? Only time will tell. Defensively, I like where they're going. They got some young and up-and-coming players. They got a veteran in Akeem Spence up there. They got Leonard Floyd coming off the edge. They also got Kyle Fuller. They got a young, promising secondary and safeties in Adrian Amos and Eddie Jackson, former safety out of Alabama. But can the Bears really show people? Can they catch people by surprise? It totally depends on Mitchell Trubisky. But in all in, I don't trust the organization. I don't know what they're gonna do, and I'm still picking them to finish last because they still have a lot of work to do in this tough division with that bad man Aaron Rodgers. And they also have a first-year coach and Matt Nagy, former assistant coach from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, let's see. Soldier Field get loud for the Bears? I don't know yet, but I don't see them making any noise this year. But they'll be much improved. Getting to my prediction of 7-9. That's pretty good for them. Trubisky has shown in his second year that he can elevate his game and throw more touchdown passes and make things happen. And also, that's my predictions for the NFC North. And before I let you guys go, I also got to break the news that I heard earlier today about Todd Gurley getting a massive 4-year, $60 million deal with $45 million guaranteed. That is the highest guarantee money for a running back in NFL history, topping Adrian Peterson's $38 million guaranteed that he got from the Vikings in 2011. Now, if that doesn't reset the running back market, I don't know what. So Le'Veon Bell made the right decision on waiting to sign with the Steelers. Now he's just looking to cash in if he can make great plays. And this is good for future stars in this league, such as coming up, such as David Johnson and Ezekiel Elliott. So only time will tell how this goes, but I had to just mix that in there with you guys. Give me some feedback, opinions, comments. I would like to know. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have some more predictions of NFL division winners. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I'm out.